besties, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm doing something I've never done before. I am doing a bookshelf tour. In previous years of my channel, I've never really had a shelf that was impressive enough to do a tour. And I feel like these aren't quite as popular as they used to be. Like, I definitely see them here and there on BookTube. But back in the day, bookshelf tours were like the bread and butter of content. Like, people loved making them. And I thought, now that I've really built up a book collection and I have shelves that I'm somewhat kind of proud of, I thought, what if we made this like a yearly tradition where every year at the beginning of the year, I do a bookshelf tour so we can see how my collection has grown, like the different decisions that I've made as far as organizing my books. I will say that this first year will not be very impressive. I don't think I own as many books as other booktubers do. I feel like a lot of the bookshelf tours that go viral these days have things in the title like 500 plus books, 1,000 books. That's not my personal journey. Like, there's not that many books on my shelves that I haven't read, and if I do have some, there's usually a reason about why I have them. So I'm not saying that that's better or worse than what other people are doing. I'm just trying to set the expectations of what you're about to see. But yeah, let's just get into the tour. Let's see how I decided to put this video together. I have no idea. I've literally never filmed one of these, and I'm just kind of going off of how I feel like it should be. And it might be a little chaotic. Starting at the top, we have this random stack of mass market paperback books that I have, and then we have some random sunglasses, and then that brings us to the most delightful device I've ever purchased from Etsy. This little guy is a bookshelf spacer where essentially you push it up against your books and it perfectly spaces your books from the edge, and it is quite literally one of the best inventions I have ever come across. I absolutely love it. I will say I don't always do it as often as I should, but as you can see, it just makes everything so nice, especially if you don't like to push your books all the way to the back. It's just like such a great thing to have. In this next top section, we have this mirror that I made with my Cricut. It says all bodies are good bodies, which is always a great reminder. And then we have a stack for just sort of random stuff. I have this little shaky Polaroid thing that I put a picture of my dog Billy in. This is my favorite photo of Billy, and I love that when you shake it, there's just a bunch of glitter everywhere. So that's just randomly up here. And then we have this candle that clearly was not burnt very properly because it tunneled. And then we have this box that used to have all of my Jane Austen books in it, and I just really like the box. I didn't want to get rid of it, and I just randomly put it all up here. Here we have the restricted section, aka my Harry Potter books. I purposely keep them on this top shelf because I don't really want them to be visible in videos because, as we all know, J.K. Rowling is transphobic, and so these books mean a lot to me. I literally have a Harry Potter tattoo. I grew up reading these. I love them, so I don't want to get rid of them, but I don't really want to like talk about them super often on my channel, so they're just chilling up here. They actually look pretty good up here. And then I have these bookends. This one says Harry, you're a wizard, and then I have this other one that I keep behind here that says until the very end, which I think is a Snape reference, and I don't even like Snape, so I just keep it back here. This last top section is a bunch of random stuff. Again, I've got this globe, I have this little jar of some sort, and then a bubble candle that's in a cube shape. Also in this corner here next to my bookshelf, I have this art that says stop panicking, everything will be fine, mood, absolutely, and then I have a plant. Cute. Okay, on this first shelf of books, there's kind of an organization. This is a mixture of like YA fantasy and books that I just kind of wanted to display. We'll get into the other sections a little bit later, but this first section I'm going to show you kind of has a fantasy theme. First up, we got The Host by Stephanie Meyer, and then we have the first two Crescent City books. I just want to say that my fingers were really getting a workout trying to keep these big ass books on the shelf while I was filming with the other hand. Just wanted you guys to know that. The next three books are weirdly books 2, 3, and 4 in the Diviner series. I don't know where the first one is. I think it might be farther down on the shelf. As you can see, these are the unmatching covers. I don't want to get rid of them because, you know, they're the ones that I got first, but they're ugly as fuck, so I'll never display them. We have the Raya Revelations series right here. I'm not going to pull them out because the covers are honestly kind of ugly and you don't really need to see them. And then on top here, we have this special edition Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone with the Gryffindor colors. I guess I do have one Harry Potter book on display, but I feel like this one's kind of subtle, so I just like the colors. I think it matches the Michael G. Sullivan books. And then we just have a Bath & Body Works candle on top because, again, I like the color on there, and I haven't burnt it in a while, so it's just chilling there. Next, we have both the American and British covers for Strange the Dreamer. This is one of my favorite duologies of all time. I actually really need to reread it. But I love both the American and British versions. Some people only like the British versions and say the American ones are bad. I don't really get it. I like both of them. So of course I have to own multiple copies because that's what I do when I decide I love something. Oop, found the first Diviner's book, separated from her sisters. Look at her. She's so beautiful. I will be suing the publisher for not continuing this style of cover. This is the Waterstones edition of The Dark Artifices, and look, there they all go falling down. Say what you want about Cassie Clare, but I am a true stan, and so I also have the Waterstone editions of The Last Hours. Lastly, we have this box set of the Infernal Devices. I love how the spines come together to make this photo of London. I actually got this box set from Emma. I think she bought it for my birthday in like 2016. So shout out to Emma Books. We love to see it. She's the best. Also, I'm sorry, I will not be taking the books out of the box because they're very snug in there. And I feel like I've never really taken them out. They're kind of just there for show, if we're being completely honest. Oh my god, and then we have this beautiful edition of Persuasion that I got off of Pinko Books. I don't know who makes this. I just know that it's beautiful. So it's on display here in the middle so that you can see it sometimes when I'm filming. And I love the colors. I love the image. I love the book. Persuasion is that girl. This next section sort of has a theme. It's a lot of thrillers here. Also, there is this little group of Book of the Month books. All right, let's rapid fire run through these books. I might pull a couple out, but in general, I'm just going to go over the titles. We've got The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, Book of Night by Holly Black, No Exit by Taylor Adams, Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney, The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas, Babel by R.F. Kuang, Special Topics in Calamity Physics by Marisha Pessel. I will show you Night Film by Marisha Pessel because I like how the letters are iridescent. They're kind of shiny. In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead, They Never Learn by Lane Fargo, Hench, The Good Girl by Karen Slaughter, Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Pulling out this copy of Daisy Jones and the Six because this British cover is chef's kiss. The end pages are gorgeous. You had to see it. Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter, which is separated from the other Karen Slaughter because of the height of the book. I just like the heights to match. And then lastly, we have The Patient by Jasper DeWitt, and then a Spine Shivers book called The Grim and the Dark. I don't remember the name of this author. I know I technically could go get it off my shelf right now and put it in this voiceover, but I don't want to. So instead, I'm saying this and wasting the time that I could get the author. Whatever. We're moving on. In this last little section of the first full shelf, we have Layer of Dreams by Libba Bray on display here. Also, am I the only one that doesn't take these stickers off of furniture when you build it? You always think to yourself, no one will ever see it, but here you guys are seeing it during this bookshelf tour. This next full shelf genuinely doesn't really have a theme except for maybe there's a section of middle grade and then the rest of the books are kind of like favorites, question mark. All right, starting out, we've got this S candle that has seen better days. And then we have this little candle from Anthropology that my friend Dooney gave me. Thank you. I've never burnt it because I know it's a really nice and expensive candle and I'm a little afraid to, and it's cute, so I just leave it here on my shelf. Then we have this little decoration that I got from Target a million years ago that says the future is female in the style of like a nameplate. I used to keep this on my desk at work when I worked in an office. I just had to let the bitches know that I'm a girl boss. But now I just keep it on my bookshelf because it's cute. Then I have the first 3 books of the Veronica Speedwell series, which is one of my favorites. I was very disheartened when I bought these all together in hardcover because I thought that the first book would have the same cover style as the other 2, but apparently they changed it after the first book came out, and so you can only really get them all matching if you have them in paperback. So I'm thinking about selling these and then getting the whole series in paperback so it all matches. Aesthetically, it's just bothering me right now, so I'm not even going to pull them out for you. I'm rambling. I just need you to know that. I need you to know why they're here, stacked over here, annoying me. Next up, we have Lore Olympus by Rachel Smythe, The Nightmare Brigade by... I can't read that font. And Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell, which I actually stole from an Airbnb I stayed in last summer. I don't really know why this was at a beach house, but it was, and I took it home with me. I've got the Angel Fall series by Susan E., which was a favorite of mine back in the day. And then I have most of the Wayward Children series. I think I'm missing a couple. I don't know which ones, but I'm missing some. Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine, which is just a lifetime, all-time favorite of mine. The first 3 books of the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. This is absolutely slept on. You need to read this. If you like middle grade, you like magic, read it. Please read it. Then we have the Penguin Classics version of Anne of Green Gables, which is absolutely stunning. And then I have this entire box set of Anne of Green Gables. This is from Tundra Books. I literally searched high and low for this because I wanted to have the best covers. I did not pull them out in this footage, but I'm actually going to flash all the covers on the screen right now for you because you do need to see them. I just didn't want to keep taking them in and out of the box because the box is starting to break. But these covers, guys, these covers! In the middle of the shelf here, we have this little bouquet of dried flowers that I got off of Etsy. It's looking a little droopy in some spots because my cat Bruce likes to play with it whenever he gets into my office. Now we're going to get into my official Jane Austen collection, which is a lot. There's a lot of books here, so we're just going to go over each one and what I have and where they're from. We've got Persuasion from Signet Classics, Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition, Harper Muse Painted Edition. I actually got this really recently. I'll show it off more in a book haul. Penguin Classics Cloth Bound, and then the Chiltern Classics edition. I only have 3 copies of Sense and Sensibility. I say the word only as if that is normal to have more than 3. The first pink one is from Paper Mill Press. Apparently the green Persuasion one that I already showed you was also from Paper Mill Press, so sorry I didn't know that earlier when I was editing this video. And then the middle one is from Chiltern Classics, and then the last one, of course, is from the cloth-bound Penguin box set that I got. 2 copies of Pride and Prejudice, the first one being from Paper Mill Press, and then the second one from the Penguin Classics cloth-bound set. And for the remaining Penguin cloth-bound, I have Emma, Love and Friendship, and Mansfield Park. And to close it out, I have this bind up of all 7 of Jane Austen's novels from Barnes & Noble. I also need you to know how heavy this was to be holding up with one hand. It was actually crazy. I thought I was going to drop it. Next, we have the remaining 3 books from the Fairy Loot box set. I already showed you Layer of Dreams on the other shelf. I'm very grateful to be in possession of this box set because these bitches on Pango Books and Depop and Mercari are selling it for like $600. So very grateful to have these beautiful covers. Thank you to Fairy Loot for making these. I have this special edition of Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll that I got recently. I love the gold foiling. It is so beautiful. The end papers are beautiful. Everything about this book is just beautiful. This next section truly has no rhyme or reason. I guess up to this point, the shelf actually was way more organized than I thought as we went through this, but this remaining part, not organized at all. Deep Romance Book Club by Lyssa K. Adams, 10,000 Stitches and Long Shadow by Olivia Atwater, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry, my favorite character Thimbles on the back cover, Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher, Pachinko by Min Jin Lee, Shady Hollow by Juno Black, and The Christmas Witch by Lindsay Kelk. Over here, we have another bouquet of dried flowers, and then 3 of my favorite books. The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. This cover is amazing. Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, and then The World Gives Way. Please read this book specifically because it's so underrated. I do have to interrupt this programming to show you how fucking cute my dog Billy is. She's so cute. We just needed a break from looking at the books. Look at her little eye. Oh my god, I love her. This next shelf is super random. I just had a bunch of books that I didn't know what to do with. Some of them are my favorites and I just have them here because I clearly wanted to make a rainbow. So this is really just rainbow shelf with no organization. In the corner here, we have this typewriter that I bought off of Facebook Marketplace. I had this vision of it looking really cool and hip on my bookshelves, but I feel like when I'm filming, you can't really tell what it is and it looks like a black blob. We've got The Boyfriend List by E. Lockhart. This is a real relic of the past. This is my copy from literally when I was a teenager. This was one of my all-time favorite books when I was younger. Closer to Okay, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. The Rise and Fall of a 10th Grade Social Climber, another high school favorite. The Holiday Swap, oh my god, South Beach by Amy Friedman. This was another favorite of mine as a 16-year-old. One of the Charlotte Holmes books. They're all out of order, obviously, because of the rainbow. Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins, Hyperbole and a Half by Allie Brosh, which is a cute graphic novel book, Veronica Mars, Mr. Kiss and Tell by Rob Thomas, Sloppy First by Megan McCafferty is another book from high school, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan Berry. Oh my god, this copy of The 10th Kingdom, this is a novel adaptation of the miniseries that was on TV. If anyone remembers this from their childhood, please let me know. Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier,
Olga Dies Dreaming, Beach Read by Emily Henry, Dreamland by Sarah I. This is literally a copy from my high school bookshelves. Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, The Magnolia Palace, a very well-loved copy of This Lullaby by Sarah Desson. Sarah Desson was my shit in high school. I loved her so much. And this book especially, I read it so many times. Dexter was pretty much my first book boyfriend. I was obsessed with him. And then we have this bind up of Meg Cabot's Vanish series. I've literally never read this before, but it's purple, so it goes with the rainbow. And I think I've had this book also since high school. A lot of high school books in this rainbow. This final stack of books is actually books that I'm planning on unhauling. And this bottom row is where I hide all the books that I am selling. If you would like any of them, you can go on Pango Books and I sell them for pretty low prices. Okay, besties, that brings us to the end of this bookshelf tour. I do apologize that I changed my clothes. I don't look quite as cute as I did before. I'm getting ready to go to dinner right now and we're going to conveyor belt sushi. So I'm about to eat a shit ton of sushi. So I was like, I don't really want to be wearing tight things. So I put on a t-shirt, and this t-shirt is kind of fun because it says, I'm only guilty of a dang good time. I got this on vacation recently. My boyfriend surprised me with a trip to Helen, Georgia for my birthday a couple of weeks ago. And so yeah, I bought this as a souvenir. It literally says Helen, Georgia at the bottom. And then it also says the message on the back. This literally has nothing to do with bookshelf tours, but I'm telling you this information anyway. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this video down below. Did I do a good job? I don't know. It was really weird to film. It took forever. It's very tedious and my back kind of hurts now. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go eat approximately 1,000 pieces of sushi. So if you've made it to the end of this video and you enjoyed it, feel free to use the sushi emoji in your comment down below. So then when you leave that in your comment, you and I will be the only people that understand the reference to sushi that I talked about at the end of the video. And if someone doesn't watch the whole video and they scroll down in the comments, they're gonna be like, why is everybody posting sushi? And you and I will know. It'll be like an inside thing, and I love you for it if you leave that in your comments. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. You're all beautiful. Have a nice day.